Stop measuring your food and start watching the clock. Because 99% of people are ruining their weight loss progress in the very first hour of the day. And they don't even realize it. You've been told that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But for most of you, that first meal is actually a metabolic trap. It spikes your insulin and locks your body into fat storage mode before you've even walked out the door. This isn't about starving yourself or counting every single calorie. It's about understanding a biological switch inside you that, when flipped at the wrong time, makes burning fat almost impossible. In this video, we're going to dismantle the biggest myth in fitness and nutrition by exposing the dawn effect, a hormonal reality that turns your so-called healthy breakfast into a belly fat magnet. By simply adjusting your timing, you can unlock a state of high metabolic efficiency, eliminate abdominal fat, and finally see the scale move in the right direction. If you're tired of feeling hungry, tired, and stuck, this method is the missing link to lose weight fast and keep it off for good. Let's dive into the science of timing that your doctor probably never told you about. Most people trying to lose weight think their body is a simple calculator, just balancing calories in versus calories out. But that oversimplification is exactly why so many people struggle to lose that stubborn belly fat, no matter how hard they try. Your body is not a calculator. It's a complex chemistry lab run by hormones, and the most critical chemical reaction happens the moment you open your eyes. When you wake up, your body goes through a massive transition from rest to arousal, driven by the stress hormone cortisol. This isn't a bad thing. Cortisol is what gives you the energy to get out of bed. However, this natural cortisol spike triggers your liver to dump stored glucose into your bloodstream. This gives your brain and organs immediate fuel. This whole process is known as the dawn effect. It means that within minutes of waking, your blood sugar is naturally elevated, and your body is temporarily insulin resistant. This is a survival mechanism, not a defect. But it becomes a disastrous problem when you combine this natural state with modern dietary habits. The vast majority of weight loss tips encourage you to eat immediately upon waking to jumpstart your engine. But eating carbohydrates or sugar during this window is like throwing gasoline on a fire, because your blood sugar is already high from cortisol. Adding more glucose from toast, cereal, fruit, or even the oat milk in your coffee creates a massive, compounded spike in blood glucose. In response, your pancreas floods your system with insulin to manage this sugar overload. Insulin is a storage hormone. Its job is to take energy out of your bloodstream and put it into your cells. When insulin is high, fat burning is biologically impossible. The presence of insulin tells your body there's plenty of energy from food, so there's no need to tap into your fat stores. By eating carbs too soon after waking, you're effectively flipping a switch that locks up your fat stores. This sets you up for a day of roller coaster energy levels and intense cravings, making it incredibly difficult to lose weight. This misunderstanding of morning physiology is the main reason why so many people feel like they read everything right, eating healthy grains, drinking juice, yet they can't get rid of that belly fat. Visceral fat, the fat around your midsection, is particularly sensitive to insulin and cortisol. When you combine the high cortisol of the morning with a high insulin spike from an early breakfast, you create the perfect hormonal environment for storing fat right on your abdomen. This is why you see people who exercise regularly and eat well but still have that stubborn layer of belly fat. Their metabolism isn't broken. Their timing is just completely out of sync with their hormonal rhythm. To boost your metabolism effectively, you have to work with your body's natural tides, not against them. This means allowing that morning cortisol spike to naturally come down and letting your blood sugar levels stabilize before you introduce any food. And the cultural ritual of morning caffeine often makes this problem even worse. While coffee has its benefits, drinking it immediately upon waking can compound the cortisol spike. Caffeine stimulates your adrenal glands to release more cortisol. If you're already in the midst of the dawn effect, adding caffeine creates a double spike in stress hormones, which forces your liver to dump even more glucose into your blood. If you then pair that coffee with a bagel or a pastry, you're creating a metabolic environment that's almost diabetic in nature for a few hours. This leads to a massive crash later in the morning, that mid-morning slump, where you feel brain fog, irritability, and an urgent need for more sugar. This cycle of spike and crash is the enemy of slimming down. It forces you to rely on willpower to fight off hunger hormones that are screaming for quick energy. Real, sustainable weight loss requires us to look at how our ancestors lived. They didn't wake up and immediately eat a high-carb meal. They woke up, they moved, they hunted or gathered, and they ate only after they had used up some energy. Their bodies were adapted to burn fat for fuel in those early morning hours. By reintroducing this gap, this period of metabolic rest after waking, we can retrain our bodies to become metabolically flexible. Metabolic flexibility allows your body to switch seamlessly between burning glucose from food and burning your own body fat. When you're constantly feeding yourself just because the clock says it's breakfast time, you lose this flexibility. You teach your body to depend on incoming food rather than accessing the thousands of calories of stored energy you carry around with you. If your goal is to lose weight fast and keep it off, you must understand that the first few hours of your day dictate your fat-burning potential for the next 24. This isn't just about calories. It's about hormonal control. When you wait to eat, you allow your insulin levels to drop to their baseline. Low insulin is the green light for la policista, breakdown of fat. By extending your overnight fast into the mid-morning, you are maximizing the time your body spends in this prime fat-burning state. This simple adjustment is a powerful lever. You don't necessarily have to change what you eat at first, but changing when you eat it can have profound effects on your body composition. It turns the morning hours, which used to be a time of fat storage, into a window of pure fat burning. Many people also find that stabilizing their blood sugar is one of the most effective ways to manage anxiety and mood swings. The connection between your gut, your hormones, and your brain is undeniable. When you stop that morning sugar spike, you often stop the morning anxiety spike. You gain mental clarity because your brain runs incredibly efficiently on stable energy, not the jagged peaks and valleys caused by a traditional breakfast. This mental clarity is often the first benefit people notice, even before the scale starts to move. This strategy involves a fundamental shift that goes against decades of marketing from the food industry. We've been sold the idea that skipping breakfast is unhealthy. In reality, for weight loss and metabolic health, delaying that first meal is one of the most powerful tools you have. It gives your digestive system a break, lowers inflammation, and makes your cells more sensitive to insulin. Insulin sensitivity is the holy grail of health. It means your body only needs a tiny amount of insulin to handle your food, which keeps you in a fat-burning state for longer. The opposite, insulin resistance caused by constant grazing and early morning carbs is the root cause of obesity, type 2 diabetes, and stubborn weight gain. To eliminate belly fat, we have to stop treating the symptom, which is the excess weight, and start treating the root cause, which is high insulin. The 3-to-1 method we're about to discuss is a framework designed to fix this specific hormonal imbalance. It's not a diet in the traditional sense. It's a schedule. It organizes your eating to match your body's natural circadian rhythm. By aligning your eating with your biology, you stop fighting your body. The struggle to lose weight usually comes from that friction between what you want, fat and what your hormones are doing, fat storage. Removing this friction can make the process feel almost effortless. As we get into this protocol, please remember that individual results vary. If you have a history of eating disorders, it's always wise to consult medical professionals, as fasting protocols can sometimes be triggering. For anyone struggling, there are resources available to help. But for most people looking to optimize their body and health, delaying that first meal is the single most effective trick to lower your daily insulin load. In the next section, we'll break down exactly how long you need to wait, what you can drink that won't break your fast, and how to structure that all-important first meal to make sure you do UNT and do all your hard work. Our goal is to create a lifestyle where healthy eating fits naturally into your day, so you can boost your metabolism and keep it revving high all day long. If you want to radically transform your body, listen closely. We're going to start with the most critical rule for your morning. You must delay your first bite of food for 90 to 120 minutes after you wake up. Now, this isn't some random number. It's based on your body's natural hormones. When you first wake up, your system is full of adenosine, which makes you feel groggy, and cortisol, your stress hormone. Believe it or not, these hormones are actually designed to suppress your appetite. But what have we all been taught? Wake up, eat breakfast. We've trained ourselves to ignore our body's own signals. By waiting those 2 hours, you give that morning cortisol spike a chance to settle down. This is crucial because high cortisol makes your body resistant to insulin, which is a disaster for fat loss. When you finally do eat, your body isn't in that stressed out state anymore. During this waiting period, your body has to find energy from somewhere else. First, it'll tap into the glycogen stored in your liver. Then, it moves on to the good stuff, your stored body fat. This is an incredibly powerful way to target belly fat, because that visceral fat around your organs is the first thing your body burns when insulin is low and cortisol is stable. If you're serious about burning fat, this 2-hour window is the most metabolically active part of your day. You're basically extending your overnight fast into your morning, turning your body into a fat-burning machine. But waiting doesn't mean consuming nothing at all. Strategic hydration is key. You should be drinking plenty of water, maybe even with some electrolytes, to rehydrate after a long night's sleep. Dehydration is the secret enemy of weight loss. Your brain often mistakes thirst for hunger, causing you to eat when all you really need is a glass of water. You can also have black coffee or plain tea during this time. The key word here is plain. No sugar, no milk, no cream, not even MCT oil. The second you add any calories, you break your fast and stop the fat burning process. Black coffee can actually help, as it can give your metabolism a slight boost and encourage your body to release fatty acids for fuel. But it has to be pure. This strict, zero-calorie start to your day creates a metabolic runway, letting you take off into a fat-burning state that can last for hours. It has this simple tweak that separates the people who get incredible results from those who are stuck dieting forever. So, the 2 hours are up. What now? How you break your fast is just as important as when you break it. This is where most people go wrong. The typical healthy breakfast oatmeal, toast, a fruit smoothie, cereal is loaded with carbohydrates. They're all just different forms of sugar that will send your blood glucose and insulin levels soaring. Think about it. If you haven't just worked out, your muscles aren't ready to soak up all that sugar. So where does it go? It gets stored as fat. Instead, your first meal of the day must be centered around high-quality protein and healthy fats. This keeps that low insulin environment you worked so hard to create. We're talking about foods like eggs, Greek yogurt, avocado, salmon, or a simple protein shake. These foods do something amazing. They trigger the release of satiety hormones that tell your brain, hey, we're full and satisfied. This is one of the most powerful weight loss tips out there, because it crushes those midday hunger pangs that lead to mindless snacking. By choosing protein and fat, you're not just extending the fat-burning window, you're also fueling your body properly. Protein has a high thermic effect, meaning your body burns more calories just digesting it compared to carbs and fats. It also provides the building blocks for your muscles, and you want to preserve your muscle. Muscle tissue is metabolically active. It burns calories just by being there. Keeping your muscle while losing fat is the secret to keeping the weight off for good. If you start your day with carbs, you don't just stop burning fat. You kick off a vicious cycle of energy spikes and crashes. You'll feel tired, foggy, and be craving more sugar by 11 a.m. But switch to a savory, protein-rich breakfast, and you'll have stable energy, sharp focus, and your body will continue to use fat for fuel all morning. This approach also has a huge impact on your relationship with food, which is a big part of mental health. Many people struggle with food cravings or emotional eating. The blood sugar roller coaster from a carb-heavy morning just makes those urges worse. When your blood sugar is stable, your mood is stable, and your cravings practically disappear. You start to see food as fuel, not as a quick fix for an energy crash. This shift is incredibly empowering. You're not starving yourself. You're working asterisk with asterisk, your body's natural design. You gain a sense of control over your hunger that makes sticking to the plan so much easier. This whole strategy is built on this foundation. Wait 2 hours to eat, and then prioritize protein. This sets the stage for the rest of the day. And don't worry, this isn't about cutting out carbs forever. It's about earning them and timing them correctly. The morning is for fat burning and mental clarity. Later in the day is when we can strategically add carbs back in to support your workouts and recovery without gaining fat. It is a hybrid approach that gives you the best of both worlds: the rapid fat loss of a low-carb diet and the performance benefits of having carbs in your diet. It's flexible and sustainable. So many people fail because they just focus on cutting calories without thinking about timing. They eat a small carb-heavy breakfast, a small carb-heavy lunch, and keep their insulin just high enough to prevent any real fat loss, while feeling miserable and hungry all day. By shifting your eating window and front-loading your protein, you can often eat more food and still lose more weight because your hormones are finally on your side. You're feeding your body what it needs when it needs it. The protein provides the building blocks, the fats support your hormones, and the timing creates the perfect environment for burning fat. Now that we've nailed the morning, the strategy shifts for the rest of the day. The goal is to manage your energy intake so you don't undo all your hard work, disrupt your sleep, or spill over into fat storage. In our next video, we'll dive into exactly when to reintroduce carbohydrates, how to structure your final meal of the day, and the critical importance of the pre-sleep window. These final pieces of the puzzle are what lock in your results and turn your sleep into another fat-burning session. Remember, it's not just how you start the day, but how you finish it that will determine your long-term success on this fitness journey. Alright, so we've covered why starting your day with hydration and protein is key to managing insulin. Now, let's tackle the big, controversial topic. Carbohydrates. A lot of people in the low-carb world will tell you to avoid them like the plague. But here's the truth. Carbs aren't the enemy. It's all about asterisk. When asterisk, you eat them. Think of it this way. Your body has a special window of opportunity, usually in the afternoon or early evening, where it's way more receptive to carbs. By then, that morning cortisol spike is gone. And if you've been active or worked out, your muscles are like dry sponges, just waiting to soak up glucose. This is the perfect time to bring in the good stuff. Sweet potatoes, quinoa, oats, or even some fruit. When you save these energy-packed foods for your second or third meal, you're doing something brilliant. You're telling your body to send that energy straight to your muscles for repair and refueling. Instead of sending it to your liver to be stored as fat, this strategy lets you enjoy a balanced diet and gives you a ton of energy for your workouts, all without derailing your fat loss goals. You get to ditch the brain fog that comes with super strict keto diets, while still getting those amazing fat-burning benefits. Plus, eating carbs later in the day helps your brain produce serotonin. That's the feel-good neurotransmitter that helps you relax and distress, which is super important as we move into the final, most critical part of our plan. And that brings us to the big one, the rule of 3. You must stop eating 3 hours before you go to sleep. This is the one rule everyone breaks, but is probably the single most powerful tip for getting rid of stubborn belly fat. Why? When you eat late at night, especially a meal with carbs, your insulin levels shoot up and stay high for hours. And high insulin is like a stop sign for 2 other crucial hormones: human growth hormone, or HGH, and melatonin. HGH is your body's nighttime repair crew. It helps build muscle, repair cells, and, most importantly, it tells your body to burn fat for fuel while you sleep. If you go to bed on a full stomach with high insulin, you completely shut down this HGH release. You miss out on your body's natural fat burning and recovery window. Instead of burning fat in your sleep, your body is stuck digesting food and storing any extra energy. This leads to restless nights and completely stalls your progress. So, you need to enforce a strict kitchen is closed policy 3 hours before bed. This simple rule syncs up your eating schedule with your body's internal clock. It allows your insulin levels to drop back to baseline before you even hit the pillow, creating the perfect hormonal environment for deep, restorative sleep. And let's be clear, quality sleep is non-negotiable for weight loss. When you're sleep deprived, your body produces more ghrelin, the hormone that makes you hungry, and less leptin, the one that tells you you're full. It's a recipe for disaster, setting you up to overeat the next day. By committing to this 3-hour fasting window before bed, you're not just helping your body burn fat overnight, you're also protecting your willpower for the next morning. It helps you break that mindless late-night snacking habit that's usually driven by stress or boredom, not real hunger. If you struggle with this, it can be really helpful to look into things like mindfulness or meditation. Learning to soothe evening anxiety without using food is a game. It's about rewriting your habits to achieve the lean, healthy body you want. Now, let's be real. When you first start this, your body might fight back a little. You might feel hungry in the morning while you're waiting to eat, or get cravings late at night. This isn't a sign that it's not working. It's a sign that your body is adapting. It is so used to getting a constant supply of sugar that it is screaming for its usual fix. You have to push through that initial discomfort. That feeling is your metabolism literally relearning how to tap into your own fat stores for energy. If you feel a dip in energy, grab some water with electrolytes, not a snack. If you feel ravenous at night, recognize it for what it is, a habit, not a true need for food. Stick with it, and within about 10 to 14 days, something amazing happens. Those signals will get quieter. Your body will become fat adapted. You'll find your energy levels are stable all day long. Your mind feels sharper, and you're no longer constantly thinking about your next meal. This metabolic flexibility is the ultimate goal. It gives you freedom from being a slave to the clock and the refrigerator. The beauty of this whole strategy is its simplicity. It's not about obsessively counting every calorie. It's about working with your body's natural hormonal cycles. By narrowing your eating window and timing your nutrients correctly, protein first, carbs later, you naturally create a calorie deficit while feeling full and satisfied. This is the secret behind those people who seem to stay lean without even trying. They instinctively eat when their bodies can use the fuel and fast when their bodies need to repair. They're working asterisk with asterisk their physiology, not against it. As you start this journey, remember that progress is about consistency, not perfection. Life happens. You'll have social events and late dinners. Tatese? Okay, one off-plan meal won't undo all your hard work. If you can stick to the schedule 80 to 90% of the time, you will see incredible changes. Your clothes will start to fit better, your waist will get smaller, and your whole relationship with food will become more relaxed and intuitive. This method gives you control by teaching you to use the powerful clock that is already ticking inside your cells. You're not guessing anymore. You're using a proven, science-backed strategy to finally lose that stubborn fat and feel amazing. So, to wrap it all up, the path to a leaner you isn't in a magic pill. It's in the discipline of timing. Delay your breakfast to turn on fat burning. Prioritize protein to crush cravings. Save your carbs for the afternoon to fuel your workouts. And stop eating 3 hours before bed to maximize nighttime repair and fat loss. This is a complete system that combines nutrition, biology, and psychology. It is time to stop making the same old mistakes and start listening to your body as hormonal signals. Give these a real shot. For 30 days, watch the inflammation go down, feel your energy come roaring back, and witness the transformation for yourself. The clock is ticking. Make it work for you.
There's a natural solution to speed up your metabolism, control cravings, and support your weight loss journey naturally and effectively. Click the link in the first pinned comment to start transforming your body. If you want to truly transform your body and learn how to lose belly fat healthily, don't stop here. In the next video, I'll share practical strategies and little-known secrets to boost your metabolism and keep the weight off for good. Click now and discover how to take your weight loss to the next level